Welcome, This is Lifers. Here we are. We're going to be talking about Game of Thrones today. The real problem that I see with it, I got a good buddy with me on the line. His name is Sin. Welcome, my friend.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Now, we are avid Game of Throners, and we're going to talk about kind of the latest episode, actually latest season, get into it, and kind of the downfalls and the good sides to it, I should say. And again, this is life, a little something different today. We have to talk about Game of Thrones because it is the biggest. So, Sin, have you been? When did you first start watching it? Like, or are you a book? Did you read the books, or are you just a TV goer?
No, I never read the book actually. I started watching it since season one, and I was told to watch it because it was something really good. So I started watching episode one, and from episode one, just got hooked.
Okay. Now, do you get?
The, the opening scene was just amazing.
Yeah, Do you do your friends watch it? Or are you like a solo watcher, or do you have parties?
No, no parties, but I have, quite a few friends that watch it, some family members, and then after we watch it, we do recaps and, see what's what and talk about, the rest of, the episode or break it down and go from there.
Nice. Um, let's see your webcam. I got to fix it for a bit. Sweet. So, okay, well, I guess we're gonna get into what is making kind of Game of Thrones a little off kilter. Have you what do you I guess what do you think of the season? Because guys, people watching, we're gonna be talking about kind of my main thing is I think a lot of people are disappointed in it is because they've been rushing pretty much the storyline. I think the power of Game of Thrones comes in that they take their time on pretty much everything, so they give you a
Mhm.
nice story arc, which of course that's it's what people are craving for. What do you think of season? Wait, season 8 we're in. What this is the final
Yeah,
season?
season eight. Yeah. I think. I mean, I was expecting, because every year we're watching it, every year we're waiting for it, and it's just this one was 2 years in the making. So my expectation was very high for that season, and I feel like when I watched up to season, what are we, episode six now, episode five,
5, yeah.
I feel like it's just they're trying to like my biggest frustration basically is let's say a character like Khaleesi. Even it's one of my of course favorite characters
Sure.
because if you watch all the seasons, you'll see how they build her up, how she's all about the people, how she's all about doing the right thing. I mean, I know her family line. She comes from a crazy family line because her dad
Yeah.
was the Mad King and this and that. But you know, the way they made her seem like she's gonna be the one that's gonna go in and save everybody, and you know what I mean. And then to see them put her up all these seasons, and then just like now they're just dragged her down all the way. It's like it feels like they just wanted to find something. That doesn't seem like they put too much thought in it.
Yeah. Well, I agree to one. I think the problem that everyone is feeling, everyone I think feels that. Like, how could she do that? See, I actually believe that she could do what she did, but the problem is they didn't give us time to journey with her along the way, right?
Yeah.
In Cersei, like there was a moment that we people started feeling sorry for Cersei. Remember when she was walking
Hmm.
she did her walk of shame.
Correct.
Like that's the power of the show. Like you start to like you didn't like Jamie at first, then you loved him, then you kind
Hmm.
of like make like you change emotions, and I think that's what they wanted to do with her, but
Is they wanted, yeah, they wanted to
yeah,
build her up so much, and then just, you know,
but they did it in it just too much time. Like interesting. Like I think that's I'm not sure. I know they're only doing 6 episodes, obviously this season, but it's a kind of we have all the battle scenes. We had like a whole episode of just battle scenes. Like I would have preferred because battle scenes are way more expensive than just dialogue scenes. Um, I think it would have been
well,
better if they had just like cut some of the battle scenes and give us some more depth. You know what I'm saying? Give us another couple of more episodes.
I mean, I don't care much about the battle scene as far as like how long it was or things like that because I mean it's an 80 minute episode, so
Yeah,
it's almost a movie.
yeah,
And but like the one thing that I hated is, I mean, I can understand the justification of why the battle scene was so dark is because they wanted to make it as realistic as possible. Like if you're in the middle of the,
Yeah.
in the
The win
night, and
winter.
you can't winter and you can't see anything and this and that. But it was just like, for people that watch, also they want to see what's going on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I can understand you want to make it dark, but at least we want to know who's fighting what. Like there's some scenes I didn't even know what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So,
know. It's
so I go
so
ahead.
actually what is I know my favorite episode this season just because it was more it was kind of like the older seasons. What's been your favorite episode so far?
My favorite episode. Hmm.
We'll see if we line up. It's okay if we don't. I'll forgive you.
I'm trying to remember. Hold on.
I know.
I'm trying to
Well,
remember.
mine was season 2. I mean, episode 2. So the reason I liked episode 2 is because it didn't have that rush feeling. Like they took their time on some of the scenes. Like that
Yeah.
was the they had that whole that was the night before the battle scene. So I believe, yeah. So they had that where Podrick was singing and they were in that camp. They were
Mhm.
in that circle and they were telling stories and stuff. Like,
Yeah, yeah. But I'll tell you what, though. Like I had a feeling the way they were building the season that the ending, not the ending, but up to now, it was gonna turn out like that. Because if you ever watch, I mean, I know you watched the whole seasons, but if you ever watched like the seasons, you will notice that Khaleesi had it in her. You know what I mean? She
oh yeah,
always wanted that throne. Like she will do anything to get that throne. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's like when somebody wants something that bad, and they like, there's many episodes where she's like, I'll get it no matter with blood,
yeah,
or I'll burn the cities down. There's so many times she says that. So she had it in her. So nothing was gonna be in her way, basically. So that's gonna happen.
yeah.
But I,
And
but I
yeah.
think I didn't think it was gonna get to that point where she goes and kills innocent people and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's just
You thought it was
like,
too much.
yeah, I thought it was way too much for her. I mean,
Even though I know, even though like she felt she had no one else. Like she did. If you look through the timeline, she lost everyone that was close to her, and
yeah, but I mean, when you
yeah,
okay, if you're look, if you're an intelligent person, I mean, I don't know what her IQ is because, but if you're an intelligent person, there's ways to gain people's love, and there's way to, you know, gain people's trust, and like John was all about her. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like he did not want the throne. He told her, "You're always going to be my queen." Maybe she didn't trust him enough because she felt like she was betrayed because of when she asked him not to tell her sisters and this and that, and he went and did it, even though he didn't branded his brother. But you know,
yeah.
um, I feel like there's other ways she could have handled it. So that tells me one thing about a person. As much as you're strong and you want something in life, you still have a weakness in you, no matter what.
Yeah, well, that's the show's kind of brought that. I think that's why people can relate a lot, right? You can we all can have. I think anyone is capable of being Khaleesi in that moment.
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah.
I mean, you can't. I guess the question is like, I wonder if maybe she doesn't want the throne. Like, maybe she realized, like, it wasn't. When you kind of reach a goal, like, not reach a goal, but when you reach something and it's not quite as good as you thought,
Hmm.
maybe
Like
she,
what? What do you mean?
well, or it's the the expectation is better than the reality when you hit it. I'm trying to think of a good example.
Hmm.
But like she was there and it was kind of like it wasn't what we definitely know it wasn't what she expected, right? She wanted love. She thought people would flock to her and love her and the kingdom would be easy. But I don't know. Maybe do you think she even wants to be? She'll stay in Westeros. That's something I've thought of because she obviously burned it down. But do you think she'll go somewhere else, or do you think she'll stay?
No, I think she'll stay. But I mean,
Yeah,
I think the way they're going with that season, episode 5, I mean 6, I mean you can already tell what's gonna happen in a way. You know what I mean? I mean
Yeah.
I don't wanna say something that might,
Arya killer.
no, not
No.
Arya, but I mean,
Yeah.
she's the way she's going, she's not gonna last, is what I'm saying, because she lost Tyrion, she lost Jon Snow,
Yeah.
she lost Arya. All the strongest characters in the show, she doesn't have them by her side. She only has the lieutenant that she has, her,
Yeah. He's just a
and
nobody.
then the guy
Yeah.
and the guy that she loved, that always was by her side no matter what, died.
Yeah.
What's
Jorah.
his name? Jorah, yeah. So it's now she feels like she lost everything. You know what I mean? And no matter at the end of the day, when somebody feels like they lose everything, that's it. It's
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it my way then now. You know what I mean?
And that's, I guess, what she did, right? She burned everything.
She
I
burned
think
everything.
I see. That's
But
I
see,
actually I.
but,
So you don't believe you? Do you? Would you have been? Would you have been okay if she did that? If they set us up better, like provided more depth and let us see
well,
her more in pain and drawn it
no,
out, or
no,
no?
but you can tell from the beginning of the season. I knew the direction they're going.
Oh, you
Like,
did. Okay.
yeah, yeah, I knew, because I didn't think it was gonna get that bad, but I knew the direction they're going, because remember, when the episode started, as soon as John told her that his real mother and his real father, then you saw her face. She already,
Mm,
like, you know what I mean? I don't think we're gonna get along there. We're not gonna get along there, buddy.
yeah.
And then she knew that no matter what, even though, as long as the secret is there, if somebody finds out, then something is gonna, you know what I mean? She's not gonna take it lightly. So I knew that they're building that. Maybe I thought, maybe, like he would say, okay, I'm not gonna say anything, and he doesn't say it, and maybe we move on, and then she changes, like, we're okay now, I trust him, but then him going to say whatever he said, and then the secret goes from one person to another, and
Yeah.
then by the time Verses, or whatever his name is, finds out, I mean, the whole world's probably gonna find out after that,
yeah.
because he wrote that letter, and that letter probably says what, Jon Snow is the true heir of the throne, and
Yeah.
so. But yeah, I mean, from the beginning, the setup is already going where the direction is going, and that's why me and my cousin, when we were talking about it, and we're like, as soon as we watched it, we're like, ah, I'm hating the direction it's going. I'm hating it.
How would you
Uh,
have liked this? So I guess her attempts. What do you think of? Yeah, they just didn't like. I guess the thing that maybe could have saved her. I know she attempted a couple times to like, get back with John, but I don't think he's having any of that kind of ant action. But like for
well, I
her, it
mean,
doesn't seem like a problem, right? She's all she like. I think hasn't she like initiated all the kissing and stuff?
well, the thing is, in their
Yeah,
family, they're in their whatever that, what are they called, Valyrian or
Targaryen. Yeah,
Targaryen, yeah, they can be with brothers, sisters, or whatever. It's not
yeah,
like, but in John's culture, they're not. It's not okay to do that.
yeah,
So that's why she was okay with it. He was not okay with it. But
yeah,
I don't think that's why only he pushed her away from her. I think he pushed her away from her because he feels like she's not 100%, like she wants it more than anything. You know what I mean? Like she'll
yeah.
kill for it. Like he has that, like, what do you call it? That true, like, innocent. Like, what do you call it? Um, Not gullible. Like,
Naive? No.
no, he's not naive, but he's very, like, innocent. Like,
Yeah,
he's all about, like, I'll pledge for you, I'll protect you, I
honorable
promise
or
you. Like,
something. Yeah,
honorable. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's the word, honorable. So, she's like, okay. He's very honorable, and he feels like she'd go to the extreme to get what she wants, basically. You know what I mean?
yeah. I guess I mean, but it's she does have that right. I mean, this well in the sense of how this storyline set up. I mean, she was
Like John was
yeah,
expecting her to come from him, for example. Like, when he told her, he's like, I have to tell my family. Like, if she would have told him, for example, I have no problem with that. This is your family. Go ahead and tell them, but please make sure that it doesn't come out, or you know, or just go with the flow because he already promised. She already knows what kind of person he is. When he promises something,
Yeah.
he sticks by him. So she should have loved him just for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's, but she's been after it for years. Her like
Of
we yeah,
course,
and
yeah.
I mean that is the difference between them, both of them. Like
And he
she's
never,
always
he
wanted it.
never,
He has not wanted much.
yeah,
But
he never won. Even being king of the north wasn't his
what do you
thing.
think
They
John
made
wants though? Because he doesn't have like. Well, I guess he tried to get a lover with Khaleesi, but you think he just wants
I
to
think I
farm
think
and
he wants
stuff?
to. No, I think he wants to be by whoever rules, but he wants the person that rules with fairness, be good to people, because that's the kind of person he is. So I think he doesn't care about. Look, at the end of the day, even if he has to be by his queen, he doesn't mind that as long as he knows that she's gonna be good for the throne. Like she's gonna do good,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you
And obviously, after that last episode, he's like, "Who the hell is that?"
do you think they're gonna make correlations between Ned Stark and Jon Snow? Because obviously Ned Stark he didn't want it, right? And then he ended up dying. Do you think they'll have Jon? Do you think he'll now try to claim the throne, or you think he's just gonna do what Ned did? Just kind of like I
No,
don't.
I
Yeah, I
think
just thought popped in my head now. Like I wonder if they'll go there.
well, well, you have choices. You have either Tyrion, you have Bran, you have John, or you have Sansa to be. Those are four people that can be on that throne. I'm talking about other than Khaleesi, of course.
Sure,
Sansa, I don't think she's gonna do it because she's gonna probably be the queen of the north. That's what I'm assuming.
sure.
Um, Tyrion, I don't know if he's even gonna live at that point because the way he's he messed up a lot now. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And if Khaleesi takes over, I don't know if he's even gonna be alive after
but
that.
she would have to kill him. So
Well, I
yeah,
mean, yeah, yeah, but and the way that the intro of the you've seen the promo for the next season, the way she's coming down, and
yeah,
I mean, it looks like a dark. It looks like somebody like the White Walkers are ruling now.
yeah,
Um, I mean, it would have been like there's so many things that I expected. Like I even expected at some point that the White Walkers are gonna win and they're gonna turn them all
yeah,
and they're gonna take over Westeros.
yeah. I actually
But
don't. I don't think Jamie and Cersei are dead, or maybe one of them is, but not both.
no, I think they're dead.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Well, the only reason I
But
say
see,
they're
but see,
not,
this is what I hate. This is what
I
I
don't know.
hate. I hate taking somebody like okay, like now they messed your whole head up because they took Cersei, the one that was like, excuse my language, a biatch
Oh,
the whole
you can
time.
say whatever.
Yeah, she was a bitch the whole time of the show. She was the evil one.
Yep.
And they made her at the end like you sympathized for her, and she's like, I don't want to lose the baby and this and then they hugged and all that.
Yeah.
Like I hate shit like that sometimes, because it makes you like hate this person all the whole time, and then at the end you sympathize,
Yeah.
you know. So and then they made the person that you were rooting for the whole time, and now you're hating them, like, which I mean it's cool in a way, but for the watchers, for like somebody like us who were watching the show, we're like, that's my favorite. I mean, Khaleesi was not my favorite character, but she was up there. She was one
Yeah.
of my favorite. Jon Snow, by he's my favorite character of all. But they make you like this character, love this character. Like, of course, my cousin was hurt because that's her baby. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, oh my God, Khaleesi. So,
Yeah. It's
but
yeah. I like the. I don't know. I don't mind the if they take us through a journey with the character. I think because Game of Thrones they'll do that. You'll root for people,
oh
and
yeah,
then like even
oh yeah,
Theon, like you at the end, you didn't love him, but you like
you felt bad for him.
yeah, you realized like, wow, this is kind of like his whole journey was. He realized, he
Respect.
was just trying to. He just wanted glory for himself, and then he learned from
Mhm.
John that wasn't the way to go about it. So it's interesting, but they haven't done that with John, or have they? Do you think they've taken John like he's always kind of been the good guy, right? What has he
Yeah,
done?
he's brilliant. Well, I mean, he was. Well, the thing is, okay, he was a good guy, but at the same time, he was always looked at as the bastard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, he was always in a like a loop. He didn't know where he came from. He didn't know whose parent. Like he was always looked down upon. Like he basically got promoted to King of the North by vote. It's not like he took it. He's like it shows you like when you're humble and you're honorable and you'll always get places. I think that's the message of this part of the show.
yeah.
For him. And when you want to take something and you take it the wrong way, I think your ending is going to be bad. And that's their message of the show. That's just what I think about that part.
Well, I like the. I remember. I think it was last season. It was
Who's your favorite character, anyways? If you don't mind me asking.
Khaleesi.
Khaleesi's your favorite?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Okay.
Jon Snow. Well, I don't. Arya's up there too. I don't know. It's hard to.
Yeah, I like Arya. Arya is one of
She's.
my favorites.
I don't know between the two. I maybe I'm just. I don't know. But
Jorah was also a top character for me. I love Jorah.
yeah, it's interesting. I liked. I think the hard part is like they do present well like when to be bold or when to be passive. Like you remember last season the old lady. I forget her name. The one who poisoned Joffrey.
Yeah, I know who
But
you're
she
talking about. The old
said, yeah,
lady.
they were in that discussion. Everyone was telling Khaleesi, you don't want to burn down King's Landing. You don't want to be the
Uh-huh.
fire. And she was like, don't be. She says, be a dragon. It's interesting if she had done that. If they had just attacked King's Landing, she wouldn't have lost her dragons. Like they could have just done what they did in this last episode, just kill the troops, have them surrender, and then win. It's like she. The thing with Khaleesi, like I think she has a problem with making decisions. Like
Uh-huh.
she listens to her advisors too much, and then she doesn't listen to them. You know what I mean? Like she's like, well, let me just let me not do anything, and then now she's like, well, I'll just burn the whole place down. Like I think
Well, the way she thought of
she's always had a hard time of making the decision. Like, but John is always he's never known what to do, but he's always made the decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the thing is, like with her, okay, imagine you're surrounded by your advisors, right?
Yeah.
And then you find out that your advisors are not even 100% with you.
Yeah.
So how are you, like, what if the bell ringing thing was a trap? You know what I mean? Like,
True. Well,
it'd be
she was lied to
it'd be
before.
very
Yeah.
it'd be very hard to like trust a lot of things they say when they're betraying you left and right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then you
So
probably
how?
go to more your instincts, right? Your
Yeah.
heritage, which like she probably is remembering like, well, that's a good point. That's actually really. What would you do? You think if people were
I mean,
betraying you all left and right, where would you turn to? How do you know?
I'd have took that damn dragon and flew or straight to Cersei and burned the hell out of her.
Yeah.
I'll take a whole town now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, no matter what, I would never kill innocent people like she did. That's just that would be the last thing on my mind. But I would take my dragon that can fly up high. You know what I mean? I can just go straight to Cersei and burn the whole freaking building down with her.
Yeah.
But
I
they
don't see.
want,
I don't have the problem
but
with
they
the
wanted.
innocents because I mean, people I read, those are the same people. I mean, of course, not deliberately, but obviously through war, innocent people will die. But
But some
yeah,
people actually like it, man. Some people actually like that. If you read their Twitter comments,
like that.
some people are like, "Yeah, Khaleesi should burn everybody
Uh,
down." Yeah, Well, I mean, that
well,
tells
she
you what
didn't
type
need
of
to
people
do.
they are.
Well, she
But
didn't need to do that. But I'm just saying, like, it's hard. I think in the even in when she captured Marine, that other city, like some of the people, the slaves started turning against her, and then the masters. Like, I don't know. I think they do a good job. It's hard to rule.
it's hard to rule. But I
um,
mean,
yeah,
you gotta pick your battles. Like, okay, for example, I'll give you an example how Khaleesi, like, they show you slight things about her. Like, remember when that bald guy? He was the ruler. I can't. There's no way I can remember
yeah,
his
one
name.
of
But
those
when
places.
her dragon was smaller still,
Yeah,
and he was holding him with the chain, and he was flying up high,
yeah,
and she's like, Dakari, and she burned him.
yeah.
So it's like that shows you that in some points she does not have mercy. You know,
Yeah.
like they show you the good side of her, and then they show you the very bad side of her at some points.
Well, no one had a problem with that guy dying because I think he enslaved the Unsullied, but yeah.
Like two of you. Okay, let me just put it this way. You as a human being, okay, you have kids, right?
Oh no, I don't. Not yet.
No, no, I'm saying
Oh,
like
if
as a
I
human,
had, yeah, 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 I
if you
get it.
had kids, and somebody comes and kills two of your kids. You have three kids, and somebody comes and kills two of your kids, and you have one son left. Okay, and then they come and chop your sister's head off.
Yeah,
Yani, I think you're gonna have so much anger inside you that you're gonna do whatever the hell you're gonna do
yeah, no,
to, to revenge. But at the end of the day, still, when you revenge, you get revenge smart, and you get revenge against people that hurt you,
yeah,
not innocent people that didn't do anything to you. And there's no way these people are gonna follow her now, because even if, let's say, she takes over and there's still people alive, because I'm sure there's still people alive in the city, they're not gonna be like, oh yeah, we're following her, after she burned my husband and my kids and
yeah.
innocent and this.
Well, I think
Girl,
I felt like they could have given us more an emotional ties to on the journey. Like, yeah, as you put it that way, it does mean more. Like she lost her, children. I mean, I know we get it, but we didn't.
and then the
I never
betrayal, and then
felt
the
it.
betrayal.
We never. I didn't
Yeah,
feel
no,
it. I didn't feel her go through that. I think that's the problem.
no,
I don't know.
I felt it when they showed you. Remember when they she what's his name, cut her head off on the top of, what's her name,
Oh yeah, Massandre.
Makendo,
Yeah,
whatever her name is.
Massandre. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Masando, and they chopped her head off, and then
Yeah,
she
they
the
just showed
look
there.
she had, when she walked away, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna burn everybody. Like that's how I felt.
Yeah.
I felt like she had so much anger inside her because she loved that girl too. That was her like closest advisor.
Yeah.
And also on top of that, she saw the pain in one of her, that lieutenant that she had, the what's his name,
Grey Worm.
yeah, Grey Worm, and she knew that he loved her so much, and she saw the hate. Even him, you saw when they put their weapons down, and he just
Yeah.
went crazy on those soldiers. He was the first one to attack, uh, and that's just losing one person.
Yeah.
Imagine her; she lost two dragons, her, and now people are betrayed her left or right. Yeah, I mean, I would probably go nuts too. But I mean, still, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna kill innocent people for that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's. I mean, obviously King's Landing doesn't like her, but then the other places do. Like some of them, she like
But there's a lot
Dorn.
of
I
things.
mean, I don't know. Like she has still have
But
allies, I guess.
there's a lot of places, like, okay, let me tell you something. Like there's a lot of things. This is what I hate, is you left a lot of things out. Like for example, the remember the guy, the Arab. It's like those Arab guy. I love that character too. The one that fought the
Yeah,
big
Dorn.
monster.
Dorn. I don't know his
Yeah,
name.
yeah, I loved him. Like he was a
His
badass.
wife's still actually his wife's probably dead because she was in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But like his people, supposed to follow her, or his army or something.
Yeah.
And then there was like there was other armies that were supposed to come for her aid or come follow her. We never heard anything about them. Like there's so much things left out that I'm just like, where is this character at? Where is this person at? Where's that person at?
Or yeah, Theon's sister. She's obviously loyal to the queen, right? I mean,
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And yeah, we never seen her. She was supposed to have a ship. Remember, he told her, yeah, she's on a ship. She's gonna go fight. Like,
yeah,
where's she at? You know what I mean?
yeah.
So a lot of characters got left out, and we're like, okay, like after all this time, after all this watching, and where's all these people at?
Well, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're cheapening it. I mean, it's just like superhero movies. They're all cheapened because
Yeah,
there's
it's sad
no
because you.
emotional. There's no. Again, there's no depth, and that's what Game of Thrones had until honestly, this season's been terrible. I think. I
I think,
so
well, I heard something. I'm not sure if it's right or wrong. The writer or something, they changed the writer, or I can't remember. I read it somewhere, but I think that's why whoever took over, uh, they just didn't know how to do it
Well, I know the
like
two
that
main
person.
writers they were still on board. Like the guys you see at the end of the episode, those two guys.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
still,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think they're still the head writers. I don't know if they've gotten new ones or not. Maybe they'd have.
But there's somebody that they missed, or somebody that wasn't there, that had like all these like that put the icing on the cake, basically.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe that's, but it just pisses me off. Like 2 years, 2 years,
yeah.
and then this is what you come up with, like, God.
It's on. I think again. It's yeah. I mean, the storyline is it's not obviously what we expected, but I think again. I think the reason why everyone's so jarred about it, it's just the time. I really go back. They're rushing all charactered plots. Like, in one episode, the first episode, you found like Khaleesi found out she wasn't the queen. They did all this stuff. I forget other big spoilers happened that first episode, and
Uh,
it's like I think it's too much for it's been too much for everybody, and so all these things are just pushed together to get to finish. It's like they would just want to finish the ending, but it's like we're left behind. It's like the
like like
storylines in
like
front of us off in La La Land, and we're like trying to play catch up. I feel like it's just not. There's no sync between the audience and what they're doing. But
this is how I'm thinking now. Like Game of Thrones is so fucked up that imagine you're watching the last episode and Khaleesi actually stabs Jon Snow and kills him.
well, that would.
You know what I mean?
Well, a good friend of mine, he thinks John's gonna die again. So
No, I don't think John's gonna die again because, well, I mean, the thing is, because I know John died before, I
yeah,
didn't think he's gonna die again. But also Khaleesi died before because remember when she went in the fire and she was reborn and all that.
yeah.
So both of them actually died before. But the way it's going now, I think Khaleesi is gonna say goodbye
Would
to
you have
this
been
world.
happy
But
if they put John and Khaleesi together? If they
oh yeah,
with that
king and
king
queen,
and queen?
king and queen.
I mean lovers too, not just with that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I
I
listen.
think most
It's
people
so
wanted
funny
that.
because in season 4, I think, or I think it was around season 4 or 5, and I told my cousin, I was like, "Watch, I bet you anything, John's gonna end up with Khaleesi." And she's like, "There's no way. They're like one is all the way here and one is all the way there.
Yeah,
One is in the heat, one is in the winter." And I was like, "I'm telling you, they are gonna end up together."
yeah.
So when they got together, she's like, "Oh my God," I was like, and now we're seeing, you know, the opposite now.
I know. It's crazy, man.
Uh,
I don't know. What do
but no,
you?
I mean,
Okay, before, I
but
guess we
but
can.
but we're used to Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, it's not gonna be a happy ending.
I think it'll be mixed bag. I think you'll be a little happy and then sad
And
too.
even the last episode, what is it called? The bittersweet or something,
Oh, it is.
something like
Okay.
that. Yeah. So
Well,
I mean,
what are your? I guess we can close out. What are your thoughts on the end? Like, what do you think? What do you think's gonna happen? Any predictions?
so this is what I think. Sansa is gonna be stayed in the north. Arya is just gonna go about her business. Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's not. She's the person that doesn't like to be, tied to anything. She likes to be free. So I think she's gonna be
She'll
free
probably go
and
back to
she's gonna go.
Bravos or something.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. She can go anywhere she wants. And then Khaleesi's gonna die.
Okay. You heard
Uh,
it here.
Jon Snow. Jon Snow is. Jon Snow is not gonna stay in the kingdom.
You'll go north. You think?
Mm,
Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would say north.
With
And you gotta remember something too. That the army of the dead, they can rise back in. They can rise back in, like, down the line. So they might be dead now, but they can also come back. I don't know if you know that or not.
no, I thought the Ice King was the end of the line, but again, I haven't read, I haven't followed, I haven't gone into depth
Yeah,
about it.
because they supposedly they come back every, like, so many years. They come back again. So
Okay.
at some point, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of defense somewhere in case that happens. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm just speaking.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Just like venting. And then Tyrion is gonna he's gonna be by the side of whoever's gonna rule. I don't know. I feel like Bran is gonna be the he's gonna be on the Game of Thrones. He's gonna be on the throne. I don't know why I
But he
feel that
doesn't. You
because,
do, but he doesn't even have. They've like. He's not even a character anymore. He's like this guy who just doesn't. I don't know.
yeah, but he's always been like the opposite of the Night King.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's always been like, why do you think the Night King wanted to kill him?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be
Like
interesting
he left,
if they
like
went there.
The Night King didn't want to go to Khaleesi, even though she was the mother of dragons. He didn't want to go to Jon Snow. I mean, Night King also feels that who has the most power, right or wrong,
Yeah,
correct?
well, Bran does have the most power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the person with the most power is gonna, and Bran is the probably the fairest person out of after Jon Snow.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think Jon Snow is gonna be on the king. I definitely don't think that. Which I hope I'm wrong because I'd love to see him on the throne. I'd love to
Yeah,
see him.
I
He's the
well, the only yeah, I mean I could see him doing something different than Ned Stark, but I don't he would only do it because they'll say that everything will fall apart if he doesn't. But even then, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, look at he follows like okay, Ned Stark. Yeah, he was never a king. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's not following. He was a lord. You know,
Yeah.
so he can be the lord of whatever area he's at. Uh, but at the end of the day, if you notice, like Khaleesi's following her dad's shoes,
Yeah.
and John's following his dad's shoes.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And
Okay. So who's
yeah,
going to kill
and
Khaleesi?
who's gonna
You
kill
don't know.
Khaleesi?
Everyone's saying
Uh,
Arya, but I think that's too cheap if she does.
no, no, I don't think Arya. Either Tyrion or John.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Predictions, bro. I don't know. I'm
Who can get the closest to her? That's what you gotta think.
yeah. Well, Tyrion or John, I guess. But I don't
Exactly.
know how John could do that. I don't see him killing her.
Well, but I'm just worried about because you still have Drogon still alive. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
also you gotta see who. I mean, Tyrion cannot get close to Khaleesi and kill her if Drogon's there, but John can. Because John's the only one that can actually,
Yeah.
you know, get close
Well,
to
I think
Drogon.
either she stays on the throne or she's gonna leave. That's my prediction. I don't think she's gonna die. I would. It's too cheap. Like if they do all that, that's how. So we don't get a good death with Cersei, and then they kill Khaleesi. I think it'd be the worst writing in history. Like
But okay, but explain something to me. How can Khaleesi rule? I mean, either okay. This okay. Now let's forget about what I just said, right?
yeah.
If Khaleesi becomes a ruler, that means Jon Snow is gonna die and Tyrion's gonna die, right or wrong?
I don't know if they die. I don't think.
Well,
Well,
or she ships them somewhere far and she just takes over, which is gonna be
yeah.
like, you know,
I don't know, but
because
yeah,
because
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think John's gonna be with her after that.
Well,
I
they're
just
definitely
don't
not
see.
going to be together. I think that's the
No,
clear case. I don't know. I think she stays on the throne, and everyone, or I don't. I mean, King's Landing's really nothing anymore. I mean, she burned it all, but I think she might leave. I don't know.
unless Aaron Rodgers takes over.
Maybe so. Yeah, that was so weird.
That's funny. I was like, bro, you make so much money. Why the hell you want to be an extra in Game of
I don't
Thrones?
know. I guess he loves it that
But
much.
that shows you right there that the show is the biggest show on TV.
Ever.
That even a football player wants to be in it as an extra,
Yeah.
and you go after 2 years and make it a shit show.
I know.
That's
They
my
have ruined. No, I agree. The writers have ruined it, and I don't think honestly, I don't think they can redeem it in one episode. To be honest.
No, they can't. There's no
Even
way.
if we
There's
get the
no way.
happy endings, even if they say, okay, John now loves Khaleesi and everyone, it's just, I think they've messed up.
Yeah, but Don has to be like ruthless if he does say, okay, yeah. What is his justification for her action? Tell me. What can be justified by her? If you're Khaleesi right now, what would you
Well,
justify?
she had, well, she, every, I mean, betrayal, I guess. I think that's what they're getting across. But that's her justification. I don't think, John doesn't see it that way. So,
Yeah, I don't know.
so, so he's not, yeah, he'll never, I don't think, yeah, he doesn't agree. He doesn't want any part of that. So I don't know. It's
Yeah, even Tyrion would not agree with that from the way he is.
yeah.
Like, even I'm not even talking about John. Like John, even okay, let's say he's blind, he loves her. No matter what she does, he'll still love her and he'll be by her side. But Tyrion would never agree with that.
Yeah.
And Tyrion is very smart. He knows, like, he might even go to John and be like, listen, yo, you're the real heir. You need to do something. You need to take over.
But he can't. I mean, maybe John steals her dragon.
Well, yeah. Imagine
They
flies
should just do something. I mean, they've already done crazy stuff. They should just continue to be crazy. And I don't know. I don't know. I guess the wrap up is it's been a bad season, except for like
or
some
or or
decent
uh,
moments.
or, uh,
But
or what do you think of a Romeo and Juliet ending?
maybe so.
You know what I mean? Like
That's
her
what
he kills
Cersei and
Khaleesi.
Jamie did.
Yeah, but that was like, you know,
Yeah.
that they didn't kill each other. You know what I
Well,
mean?
true. If they
Like,
are dead, that is the worst death ever.
yeah, I expected a lot out of. I expected like Khaleesi to fuck the hell out of Cersei at least. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it would have
I
been more
just didn't.
satisfying if she just burned them, burned her alive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I mean, I just hate how it ended like that. That's another thing. I don't.
I know, man. They've yeah.
Like hugging and shit, and just the rocks falling on them. Come on, man. Could have done better than that.
Yeah, it is. That is Romeo and Juliet. Let's just die here.
With a baby.
That's right. Maybe the baby lives.
Becomes a dragon.
Oh my gosh.
Another theory that I thought there's more gonna be more dragons.
I mean, I don't want the dragons to die, but
No, I'm saying like I think there's gonna be because remember, that's what I heard. Dragons can actually produce, like they can reproduce without having sex. You know
okay.
what I mean?
Yep.
So, there's a time where the dragons you don't see them for a while. Like they go somewhere. So if they laid eggs somewhere,
That's true.
you know, it could be more dragons. And honestly, this could be not even the last season. To be honest with you, that's another fucked up thing that Game of Thrones might do.
Continue it on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
you know,
Maybe that's what they're going
like
for. They're trying. They're this upending Westeros. Like it'll just be back the time of the dragons. I don't know. Who knows what they're gonna do? But it's been sad. I don't know, man. I'm not happy. I don't think they're gonna pull it off. But hopefully we can hope for the best. I guess we have a couple days, right? We'll see what happens.
yeah, I think I better have your tissues ready next week.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll. Oh, well, who knows? I don't know. I haven't cried.
No, you're
Have I
not gonna
cried yet? I
cry,
don't
but
think
you're
I
gonna be
have.
mad. You're gonna be
Yeah.
mad.
Oh, true. Well,
Just like when I watched, remember episode that was it called, the red carpet, red room,
oh
whatever the hell
yeah,
that
red,
wine. What was it called?
red
What was it
wedding.
called?
Yeah, yeah.
The red wedding, red
Red
wedding,
carpet. That's
bro.
better. It's better.
You like that red carpet? Yeah, that's nowadays, the modern days. But the
Yeah.
red wedding, oh my god! Like that episode, I just wanted to break the TV after that because it's like we loved all, like I loved Ned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not Ned. I mean, what's his
Ro-
name? His brother.
Robert. Wait, Robert?
Rob.
No,
No,
not
not
Robert.
Robert.
What is his name?
Shit. Um,
Rob.
Ned.
Rob.
Rob.
That's
Rob.
right,
Rob
Rob.
Stark. Yeah. Yeah. I like love. I thought Rob's gonna have like a huge future. You know what I mean?
I know.
And this family were gonna go somewhere, and then all of a sudden you see him all getting freaking murdered. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
It's terrible.
like that just blew my mind.
I know.
Oh my god. You know. Anyways, we'll see what happens next week. I'm sure we're gonna do another recap,
Well, we should. I don't know.
and then you're gonna tell
We
me,
can
damn,
yell or
Kay,
something.
you're gonna be like, damn, Sin, you were so on point.
Yeah. I don't know. Everything's it's coming. It's I don't know. It's sad. I think endings are always hard to pull off in any show.
It is.
But some shows
It
have
is.
done it well, and this one I would give it a 5, 4.
This season. This
I
season.
don't. Yeah. Well, the ending of it. Yeah. I don't. I think it's pretty low, but they've had
Yeah,
some
it's
great
not
good
gonna be.
moments. But we'll see. I mean, they kind of just
It's not
ended
gonna be.
every character. Like Tormund, I loved him, the wild man. Like he's gone. I guess we won't see him again. He's
But see, like, okay, you say Khaleesi was your favorite, right? I say John was my favorite. Some people, Bran may be their favorite. Some people, Tyrion may be their favorite. So maybe they want, like some viewers, maybe they'd love to see Bran on the throne. Some people might
yeah.
love to see Tyrion on the throne. You know what I mean? Like, It's just it's a preference, really.
True. Or maybe no one's on the throne.
Or nobody knows. Maybe the Night King will come back and take over.
Tormund on the throne. Tormund
Oh,
on the throne.
oh,
That's what I
oh.
want.
Let me ask you a question. Maybe you know this. Always with the Night King, do you see the other guy that with the long hair?
Yeah.
Like, why they always showed him too much? Like he was nothing at the
He's
end
a
of the day. Like I
lieutenant
thought
or
he was gonna.
something, right? Or I don't know.
Yeah, but they always showed him like he
Yeah.
was never a main character of anything. Like they always focused on him in certain scenes,
Yeah, they did.
but he never done anything.
I don't. I mean, they didn't do much. That was another disappointment we can talk about. I don't know, maybe next time. But it's the
Yeah,
night. I mean, the whole Night King. Like you didn't even honestly, you didn't even like we knew about him. He's just bad.
yeah.
It would have been better if they
My
did more on
favorite
that. But
my favorite scene in the whole war was when that um what is that her army the one that
that's Rocky.
what
Yeah,
are they
yeah.
called? That's Rockies, yeah, when they ran and then all the fire just went.
Yeah, yeah.
I was freaking, dude. Like I was watching the show at night, I was like, oh shit, this is like
I know.
intense, you
That
know?
was a good. That was a good setup. Everyone was
Yeah, that
freaking
was my
out.
favorite. Yeah, that was my favorite scene in that war.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And then Ghost. What happened to Ghost?
I know.
I love Ghost.
Yeah. Why didn't they show us? I don't know. How did he survive?
Like
One.
John's not even petting his fucking pet. You know, like what the hell,
Yeah.
dude?
You just gave it away to Tormund. I don't
Yeah, like hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Love you. Come here. Bye. You know?
know.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adios,
Well,
amigo. I don't know.
they went cheap, man. They went cheap on
They
us.
did, and they had all the money in the world. Like everyone said, like I don't know. They should have given us more episodes. They had the money. They have so much money, but
I heard they have like maybe two or three endings that they made.
oh,
That's another thing that I heard is they had because a lot of shit leaks. So I think they said that they might have two or three endings in case anything
ah,
leaks. Yeah, so you never know what's gonna happen, honestly.
well. Either way, we need another. Maybe they should remake it. Final season.
Or that's another thing. After we watch episodes, they'd be like, "Oh, we just messed with you
Yeah.
guys. We have another 6 seasons
I
coming or
hope.
six
No,
episodes."
it's not gonna happen.
No, it's not
Bastards.
gonna happen.
They are the bastard.
That's a lot
They've
of
used
money.
a lot of. They've used the term bastard a lot, but they're
A
really
lot.
they've bastarded it up this last season.
Yep.
Pathetic.
Yep.
Well, Stan, appreciate it, bro. We'll after maybe we'll come maybe next week or and following we'll do a final recap and give thoughts, and we can hopefully we won't be too disappointed this Sunday. I don't know. I'll
Yeah, that'd
I'll
be awesome.
text you message you during the episode like
Yeah, yeah.
like
Tell
Jon
me,
Snow
Daniel.
died, sucker.
Khaleesi's gone.
Oh, I know,
Peace.
man.
Hey, you can get more than one person on here or no?
May maybe I haven't tried it, but I think I can.
There's a. Okay, we'll try it because I would love to get my cousin
Yeah,
on here.
let's do it.
She'll give you a lot of her mind.
No, for
Trust me,
yeah, for real.
especially after the last episode.
No, yeah, we'll try that next. We'll try that next week, and I think I can get more than one. We'll give it a go and see what happens.
Okay, cool.
Cool,
We'll
man. I
try it out.
appreciate your time. It means that's cool, man. Thanks for the thoughts, everyone watching. According to This Is Life, you should subscribe, of course, and hopefully y'all watch Game of Thrones. If you don't, then whatever. If you didn't,
Thanks for
yeah,
thanks for having me, brother. Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
yeah, as always,
Be
man.
on.
Adios. See you guys.
Take care.